got to see Doctor Strange this weekend, and I got to say, first off, this was a real treat to see, and I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to place this on the kind of hierarchy of Marvel films, but it's definitely going to be up there. I very much enjoyed seeing something that broke so much from the what is developing as the Marvel formula, and generally the films that I've really liked a whole lot has been first of all Iron Man, which established the formula, but after that, the ones that really break away, most definitely like the Captain America films. Captain America is the one series that is really setting itself apart from the rest of the Marvel films. This movie was much more akin to the Matrix in its approach, and I really like that. The special effects are very notably reminiscent, at times very reminiscent of Inception, and which is totally appropriate because these guys are really messing with perception and how we look at things in parallel dimensions and that sort of thing. And so the special effects are exceedingly appropriate, but very different than what we're used to in the Marvel films. And so I really like that. So the main thing I want to talk about, and obviously this is going to be spoiler filled, um, so be forewarned. This movie is taking a framework from Green Lantern movie, but fixing it. What you have, and when I say framework, I'm really talking very loosely. I don't think this is like a copy of Green Lantern by any stretch of imagination. But what we do have, what we do have in both cases is the primary conflict with kind of a low-level villain throughout the movie during the training and all, being trained by a future villain and ending with a major villain. And so what we've really got is three villains at different stages. We got, in Green Lantern, we got Sinestro, and in Doctor Strange, we have Mordo. In both cases, are actually on the good side right now. And in the course of the movie, and most notably in both cases, a mid-credit sequence shift. And Sinestro, honestly, easily, was the best part of Green Lantern. Sinestro was great, and I wish there were a sequel just so I could see more of him. But in both cases, we established the character, we established the problem that the character is now encountering, and the extreme reaction to the problem that it brings about another problem. And it's actually overzealousness for the good side that puts each character in opposition to the good side. So since we're not going to get a Green Lantern sequel, I am very much looking forward to a Doctor Strange sequel where we can get to see more of Mordo. So next we have more of a minor villain, and in Green Lantern it was Dr. Hammond, who was honestly ridiculously stupid. I thought that plot was the worst part of the film. But Caecilius in Doctor Strange was actually a really cool villain, a very powerful villain, one that got the better of Doctor Strange multiple times, and we see in the movie that Doctor Strange never actually beats him. He tricks Dormammu to take Caecilius away, but he never actually beats the guy. I thought it was interesting that really Strange and Caecilius were the only two characters besides the Ancient One who really could get a handle on what those books from the Ancient One were really about. So we got a sense of both of their powers. Strange was more of a burgeoning power that he's now just learning. Now he's just learning how to control, and Caecilius has been doing this a while, and he's got an advantage over Strange because of that. So his character was just great. Um, Now, but the biggest difference between the two movies is how we handle the huge giant bad guy at the end. Because when when Green Lantern, who is a novice at what he's doing, goes to face Parallax, he defeats Parallax. And I think I may have like audibly said, "Oh, come on," in the movie theater because this is a villain that it took the entire Green Lantern Corps to trap last time, right? And this new guy who has gotten his butt kicked in every training session he's had so far. I mean, all of a sudden he's able to do what the entire Corps couldn't do earlier. It doesn't make any sense. Um, Strange's solution to this is ingenious, and this is one of the things that sets Doctor Strange apart from the other Marvel films is the last battle. That is not a battle at all. Well, it is a battle. It's a battle of wits. It's it is it is quite simply just this amazing display of wit and intelligence against brute force, and that is the only way Strange can survive that battle because we saw how powerful Dormammu was and how easily he could defeat Strange. And so just the fact that they got this set up so that this is, you know, this much more realistic that Strange is going into this battle knowing that all the magic. I mean, if he could train in 100 more years and he is not beating Dormammu, it's not just not going to happen. And so to to come at it the way he does, to trick Dormammu and force Dormammu into a situation where he's got to make a deal, um, I thought was an ingenious way to end that movie. And I was just I was so impressed, expecting a typical Marvel last battle with a bunch of explosions and stuff, which we kind of got. We kind of got in the city where it was, well, there was actually explosions in reverse, wasn't it? We didn't see the destruction, but we saw the repair of the destruction, which I thought was also a really really neat touch. The fact that we are asked to focus much more on Strange's intellect than his magic at the end as it's just it's a really neat part. I mean, we've gotten super intelligent characters before. I mean, one thing that Marvel has a lot of is super intelligent characters, but when they go into their battle, it's still fighting. It's still a battle. It's still explosions. It's still guns. It's still powers. And for Strange to lean instead on his strengths was really great. So I just gotta say I was thoroughly impressed with this film, and it's kind of renewed this one and Civil War have renewed my excitement for Marvel. I didn't really think they had done any bad movies lately, but um, there were a couple that were not standing out on their own, but just really kind of the same formula redone. And so this Doctor Strange so far seems like it promises to be one that turns that formula a little bit on its head, like Captain America has been doing, and I applaud that. I applaud the result, and really looking forward to more. Um, it looks like, based on the post-credit sequences and the end of the movie, that we are definitely going to get a little bit of Strange in the new Thor movie. It looks like very likely we're going to get Strange in the Infinity War. I can think of a couple of scenarios where they might get that Infinity Stone away from Strange before the Infinity War and just not have him show up. But what's the point in that? Benedict Cumberbatch is amazing in this role. He's clearly likable in the role. The character is clearly very very cool, and so I would encourage them to give him a nice big part in the movie. Okay, guys, that's all for me. It was nice taking a little bit of a break from the election. I am going to talk about it, talk about the election once more. Probably going to do that tomorrow, but it's going to be about what we do on Wednesday, and not about the about voting and how we vote. But do subscribe. Please subscribe below. I am going to do one more video about Doctor Strange. I'm looking forward to it, and talk to you later.